Dropping a song a week became extremely popular after RUSS got known for blowing up using that exact strategy. But a lot of artists said, yo, it isn't working for me. RUSS himself spoke on why using his strategy is not working for a lot of you artists, and it's 2 reasons, but I'd argue there's the third one as well. Check out this clip from RUSS speaking first, and then we'll add that third tip that I know you're missing.
I've been thinking about something, right? A lot of up-and-coming artists, they hit me and they say, hey, I've tried the song a week thing and it's not working. I'm not getting results. So I wanted to touch on that. First of all, this obviously just should go without saying, but the music has to be good, right? Second of all, it has to be versatile. The reason why my song a week approach worked for me is because 1 week it would be Losing Control, and then 1 week it would be Do It Myself, right? If it was just Losing Control type of songs every week, it would get boring. It'd be mundane. It'd get monotonous, you know?
Now, he says you need to have quality and variety.
Which I feel him. I assumed that was assumed.
You assume that was assumed. I'm going to get on that third thing that he's really not touching on, and I think he downplays, I don't think purposely, but first, let's lean into those things. One, it doesn't matter how much you're dropping. If it's not quality, what's going to happen?
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah, a lot of trash is just a lot of trash.
A lot of trash is a lot of trash, right? 2, what did he say you need? Variety?
Yeah, switch it up.
I don't know about that one. I argue that one. Because I've seen people drop a song in a week and not as versatile as RUSS in terms of the types of songs they're dropping, and they still find a decent amount of momentum where they can say like, all right, this works.
Yeah, I think that advice is genre specific. Maybe it applies more to like the melodic rappers, maybe pop artists, kind of those outside rap genres. Because I've seen trap artists get away with basically dropping the same song 100 times. But I guess you could argue from the other side that could just be a genre specific thing. Yeah. So I see where he's coming from. I get it. But yeah, I'm with you. I don't know if I 100% agree, but I do think I see where he's coming from with it. Like basically, it boils down to just switch it up so people don't get bored.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Right. I guess it's kind of no different than you got a good piece of content, a good video, and you just keep dropping the same video over and over. Like the first 4 or 5 times, everybody's like, "Oh, this is cool." The 5th, 6th time, they're like, "We've seen this before." 7th, 8th time, they're like, "All right, we sick of it now." You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. See, I would look at the modern case study for this to be Nick D.
Yeah, I agree.
Right?
I agree.
Now, he definitely had a period of time where he was doing a song about a week. But when he popped with Pineapple, I'd argue his next 2 songs, I don't think they were a weekly drop afterwards, but his next 2 songs had a similar sound.
Yeah.
Right? After that. But his catalog already had a good amount of variety in it.
Yeah.
So, you take that as you will to have some variety maybe in the tuck, just for your catalog's sake, so people can consume more of you. Then the algorithm starts to trigger. Spotify says we like this person, this profile. But once you find a bag, a lot of times it does help to stay somewhere in that pocket because new people are coming in and expecting the sound. Yeah. So I tread both sides on that part of the advice. But I think the part that RUSS doesn't acknowledge enough, or maybe he doesn't even think about personally enough, is the fact that SoundCloud was in an era where organic reach really mattered.
Yeah, but I'm so glad you said
right?
That. Thank you.
Visibility. He was dropping a song a week on SoundCloud when SoundCloud was actually organic, and you can really get real views without really doing anything else. So just dropping a song a week means I'm going to get heard just by dropping it. Of course, if you got quality and variety, that plays a factor, right? Well. Because you don't want to organically put trash out there, but okay, it's good shit. Bam, people want to hear this one. I'm going to drop another one. It's just going to get heard without me doing anything else. Over time, that builds up. Next thing you know, you're taking off. People say, I'm going to drop a song a week. Where? You know what I'm saying? Like, you drop a song a week on Spotify, what does that mean? Mm-hmm. It's not necessarily visible. You drop a song a week on YouTube, the way the algorithm is set up, not necessarily so visible and easy to organically build off of that. The only platform we got like that, for real, is TikTok still.
I argue maybe a little bit YouTube.
It's not built to go where people want to see it go.
Yeah.
Like now,
but you can get away with it.
Yes, you can get away with it if you're doing covers. it's easier.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
drop multiple covers and build up that same bag. But just off of your pure music and it being quality, it's a lot harder on YouTube. TikTok is still the GOAT platform in this moment. But that brings in new elements because Russ could just drop music in that time.
Yeah.
You gotta have videos to this shit.
Yeah.
On TikTok.
On a couple different platforms.
On a couple different platforms for sure. But let's just say we focus on TikTok. You gotta drop a video every time, and then we know it's still visibility at the end of the day. So how do you get the most visibility? You gotta drop more than one video.
Mm-hmm.
You might drop. We always talk about like 30 videos for one single song.
Yeah.
So are you gonna do 30 videos for every single song every single week? I don't know. Maybe you have to make that number more like 14. So I'm doing 2 a day, or maybe 5 just to at least say you did something.
Yeah.
But maybe that's out of your range once you start getting to 10 videos, 14 videos a week. But the whole idea is visibility. No matter how it's done, maybe you pay and you got money to pay for ads and put marketing out for every song. Visibility is the key though, whether it's an organic discovery engine or paid. Shit don't matter if it don't get seen. And it's a lot of plays. What's that stat? 38 million songs got 0 streams?
Yeah. Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
Something crazy.
So like you could drop a whole bunch of those every week. If nobody know what happened, how can you build off of it?
Yeah, it's the whole tree falling in the woods thing. But like
even a quality tree.
Even a nice oak falling with nobody around is still not gonna get heard.
Let's take a quick second to talk about the elephant in the room. If you're an artist trying to grow, we already know what your goal is, 1,000 true fans. Everybody talks about it, but how do you actually make that happen? How do you get those fans? It's not just about getting views. You got to push people further down the funnel. So let's talk about it. Number one, do you have these people's data, right? Do you have the ability to text and build highly engaging relationships with these people? Can you boost your Spotify plays to actually have engaged users, not those surface level playlisting plays? Well, guess what? Fever Fan is a platform that allows you to do all of those things in one. So it's not overwhelming. You don't have to switch and have all these different logins and switch all your link in bios. You have even a link in bio tool that you can do. So everything is done in one place. So not only do you grow your fans, you do it for less work. How about that? Check out foreverfanmusic.com because we know it's not about views for the day. It's about getting fans who will be there forever. Foreverfanmusic.com. Let's get back to this video.
Well, that's why I'm glad you brought up the organic reach of SoundCloud, because I don't think that part gets talked about enough. Because one, you got to think about where SoundCloud was as a platform. SoundCloud was like TikTok for that time period. You know what I'm saying? A lot of organic reach to the point where if you just worked it in sheer volume, you probably would do okay. The algorithm wasn't figured out. I can't think of the artist's name, but you could probably find it if you look up something around this. But I remember this one guy literally blew up just because his song played next after a Kanye song. You know what I'm saying? And it was like that. So you think about just SoundCloud as a pretty new platform back then, trying to figure out where the algorithm would go. And I would argue that RUSS's drops and a lot of other artists who did that back then probably helped shape the algorithm for it today. They was like, oh no, we can't just keep giving it. Like TikTok, we can't just keep giving out all this organic for free. You know what I'm saying? So I think that part gets missed where like you were playing the game by 2016 rules with 2023 algorithms. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And I also think you got to think about, at least in the point of his diversity argument, I think about where the artist is. A smaller artist that doesn't really have an audience established, I think could get away with being super, super diverse because they're more than likely still trying to figure out a sound. They don't really know what's attracted them to people anyway. It might be you drop a rock, a country, a pop, and an Afrobeat song, and you see like, people really like the Afro side of me, and maybe that's where you lean in from there, right? Big artists, yeah, I agree. It's like, especially if you're latching on to a song that's currently popular and bring you people in. Because like you said, like these people don't know you. You have an established base, so you got to catalog it. And the ones that care go through enough to get to learn you and maybe kind of fall in line. But majority of those people, like 80% of those people are staying within that bag. You know what I'm saying? Like that sound in that bag. And if you drop, you know what I'm saying, Fine Apple today and then you drop Gremlin the next day, bro, you cutting off half of those people.
See,
you know what I'm saying?
now we're talking. See, matter of fact, I'm gonna skip I'll go back to the organic and visibility reach conversation I want to talk on. That right there, you're talking about real diversity.
Yeah.
So a lot of times people get caught up in this conversation of diversity and variety, but when you really look at the scope of it, it's like it's not that much variety in what you're doing. Yes,
yeah, I
you
get
know,
what
it's
you're
not
saying,
the same sound or exact same song every time, but it's in the pocket of people
Yeah.
who like that type of music.
A lot of elements from the other stuff
Yeah,
here.
it's similar, you know what I'm saying? Whereas you talk about going, Gremlin to Pineapple, or we had one artist that was taking off, I'm not even gonna say his name, but his song was like very sex driven and like very poppy. And then people started going down his catalog. It was one that was like real sad and like suicidal, and another one was like very, very, it's love based, but in a completely different direction. And it wasn't matching up. You could clearly see. And you even talk about songs that individually did pretty damn well themselves. So like it was not like they were bad songs. It was just like this new audience was kind of like, yo, bro, you had me in this energy. You know what I mean? And I hear the next song, I'm sad now. I was just like, you know what I'm saying?
I was lit 30 seconds ago.
Yeah, I was lit. You know what I'm saying? So it's not all about people's ability to, a lot of times like artists act like, oh, people can't consume multiple things. And it's just not like when I'm in a pocket, I'm in a pocket. And it helps me consume more of your stuff if I come to you in one pocket and you have more to deliver in that particular space. So yeah, that variety conversation, most of y'all honestly don't need to worry about it as much as y'all think y'all do, because most people aren't that diverse in what they're putting out. Doesn't mean you don't got the ability to, you know what I'm saying? Don't start dropping the comments, you know what I'm saying? And I got all this in the tuck and I got this, I got it. You got the skills. But most of the stuff that you're putting out, generally speaking, the same fans usually will like both types of the music. People aren't that dense.
Yeah, exactly. And that's the other important part too, right? Are there enough people invested in you that they would even notice the diversity? Because if I'm coming from song 4 of your, 4-week diversity drop plan, I don't know what everything else sounds like yet. To me, this is you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If I heard you on an Afrobeat song, I know you as the Afrobeat artist until one day I care enough to go look at the rest of your catalog. And I'm like, oh shit, this dude make country music. Like, you know what I'm saying? This is crazy. Like, where did this come from?
Shit.
So I think that's why I said I think the advice fits a certain caliber of artist, even though he's aiming it at a lot of like newer artists. And I do think it's one of those things where like, yeah, it's great advice, but it is a completely different time period. You know what I'm saying? Like,
one quick question before we even leave diversity. Do you think there's now a specific type of artist that their actual pocket and niche is this new age diverse niche where still you can almost put it in the same sound?
That's a good question, man.
Because I feel like there's an old diversity,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean, and not diverse, and then now there's a new age diversity. I'll give you examples. So the crowd that Juice WRLD X ushered in.
Okay. I can see where you're going with that. You know what I'm saying?
If you real strict and maybe old thinking in some ways, you might say, oh, that's very diverse, but it's a lot of pattern in that diversity. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like everybody in that tree makes those types of songs.
Yeah, my only argument against that would be it felt diverse because there were rappers switching to more pop leaning music, which is I think is just like, I don't know, man. My personal opinion, it don't take a lot in the rap space to make them think you diverse. You just go do some other genre shit and they're like, oh man, this nigga versatile. Like this shit crazy. So I don't know. That would be my only real argument against that. I probably would give it more to X than Juice maybe. In that regard, because he's done like Spanish shit. He's done, you know what I'm saying, like the more super poppy shit. Modern, like, are we talking like last like three years or so? Like, we talking about like pandemic artists up until now? Yeah,
let's do that.
Nah, I can't think of one. I was gonna say maybe Doja Cat, but now that I said it out loud, I don't think so.
Okay.
Yeah, I can't think of one.
All right, yeah, we'll have to continue that conversation. But I think like summarizing it, he says quality. Quality should be assumed, especially if you're talking about moving organically.
Yep.
Right? Quality has to be at the all-time high.
Yeah.
Variety, arguable, but the visibility has to happen whether you're paying for it, whether it's organic, and no matter what, it has to happen. And I think they understate that much. And then once you understand that matters, Now, what are you doing to get that visibility outside of being on TikTok? Because now I'm on TikTok. Am I posting to how many different platforms? I mean, how many different videos? And then on my other platforms, if I don't want to do TikTok, well, shit, am I paying for $50 or $100 in ads for every single song? What does that look like to you? And by the way, Russ did acknowledge that TikTok is today's SoundCloud. He did say that. He just hasn't. He just hasn't specified that era of SoundCloud enough where I think artists are understanding it enough that that was a huge element, that organic nature of it. So yeah, that's all I got to say on this. You got anything else to add on that convo?
Nah, man, that was a great ending. Great analysis.
I'm Brad Sean.
I'm Corey.
We out.
Peace.
Appreciate you for watching. If you like content like this, you'll love seeing our music marketing strategies that we use as an agency to actually blow up artists to millions and even billions of streams that are available for free at nolabelsnecessary.com. And the cool part about it that's going to really make you love it is we don't have to be all entertaining and add all this fluff just to get some views that we do on YouTube. We get straight to the information. There's play-by-play and courses that give you a breakdown of every step that you should do to get success. And you have the ability to have communication with us. We get on live talks, a lot of cool things for members, and it's free just to hop in. So check it out right now at nolabelsnecessary.com.